Welcome back to another Warzone coaching video. Today's video, we're spectating squads, and these teams are absolutely destroying their own opportunities to win favorable positions. So we're gonna be covering all of that in this video, but without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the videos. Oh yeah, make sure you subscribe. All right, just like every video, we're gonna be just running in the gulag with our fists, trying to outmaneuver the enemy just based on movement, and watching the kill cam, judging his accuracy, and seeing what we can critique. Well, that didn't last long. Ran right into him. He said, I'm tired of chasing this asshole. I'm gonna sit in the corners, wait. And it worked out. There we go. All right. But here we are spectating a whole squad that all died, and they happen to all win their gulags, which is great. And they're going prison. No, guys, unless you're going for hell. Look how many people go in prison. Y'all are crazy. Unless you're going for the helicopter, stop going prison. It makes no sense. It doesn't. It's not a hot spot. And even if 20 people land there, the amount of levels at prison, dude, is so insane that you could literally have this standoff for 5-10 minutes. Oh yeah, and rotation wise, it's ignorant. We literally died. We know we have to rotate in a minute and a half. We have no weapons, no money. There is a scavenger there we could grab, but is it worth it? No, not once you've already died. Maybe in the beginning since you got the chopper, but at this point, no, not at all. And again, dude, when we have to rotate, we're gonna be in a position where we better hope that we win the fights and actually survive, or two, the enemies don't take our shit. We've already lost one vehicle. There it is, enemy taking it, and I'm sure the chopper is being held down by another enemy. And here we are crouch walking towards the enemy. Guys, look, bro. The only reason I make these videos still, the only reason I still spectate lower tier players is because I cannot believe this shit still happens. This blows my mind. Are we going to chase them and kill them, or are we going to run back to our teammates? What's the option here? Teammates already backed out. We're stalking him. We better hope to God he doesn't turn around. Nope, there it is. Nope, never mind. And there's his other teammate ahead, and we're just kind of following him as if we're on a squad. He's going to try to get an execute, maybe? I don't know. Oh, shit. Oh, my God, he looked behind him. Wow. Wow. That who would have thought about that? Turning around, never. He must be hacking, guys. And we lost another teammate. Actually, they didn't come back from the gulag. They were just floating that far. Oh. So he still has his gulag. So I guess when we first started spectating, when he was floating, he had still been floating from when we killed ourselves off, loaded into the gulag, lost the gulag, and still this man's in the air. You guys are more than welcome to float as far of a distance as you guys want, but be ready. If you're floating all the way across the map to go here, your gameplay is gonna suck. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna suck. You're not gonna win. Bad positioning. Stop going prison. I don't care what anyone tells you. Don't do it. All right, now we have Martyrician floating in right now, and he's pretty low altitude. This is an altitude I would not be holding my parachute at, because you will get blitzed by anybody with an actual gun. This is just not a good idea either. And we're going over here to this area. Not sure why. I don't see any kind of objectives worth coming over here. Not a bad spot. There will be loot. But if you're going to need money to get your team back, it's going to take you a good amount of time to gather that enough money to get back all your squad members. We better hope Raymond wins this gulag, or we're definitely in a bad spot. I don't understand what we're doing. We're literally running back and forth, back and forth. Yo, make up your mind. Decision making is crucial, guys. You should have an idea of what you want to use in this game by now, right? So if you see an item you don't want, don't pick it up, right? If you'd rather the throw knife over the sticky grenade, don't pick the sticky up. That's pretty common sense, right? If you don't want the shotgun, don't pick it up. And a decision like that. Have a game plan going into every match. And if you guys play this game for a decent amount of time, you should have a habit of what you do, right? Of what you get, of the weapons that you like. We've got $6,500. We got a buy station way the hell out of bounds. Circle's moving in. This is not a good spot to be rotating towards. I would definitely do the exact opposite. Shit, you might even be safer going boneyard, because there'd be a lot of money over there, and the buy stations. All right, we're able to safely buy our teammates back. No shots being fired yet. Everything looks pretty copacetic. Only 77 enemies remain, and we've got to go to the apartment areas. And at this point, we lack a lot of money, so your team needs to figure out where they want to go. Of course, this is going to be a little bit of a hotter area, but there should be money there. And of course you have the buy station. So that's exactly where I'd be going. Not to mention, one, we're the only teammate with guns. So if your teammate is going to be landing here, you want to go ahead and solidify this compound, get the fight started, kind of ping to your teammates where you think enemies are at, so they can either avoid landing there or land a different position to help you out. I think Orange is trying to land on us right now. I really don't know what Orange is doing. He started floating over there, then he floated back. Now he's coming back. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Oh, loadout drop. Now we're gonna turn around. Again, this is an altitude right here. It's not a good altitude, man. You guys will get beamed up the air. There's another enemy landing on your shit. And we're floating down peacefully. Are you afraid you're gonna break your ankles, little Timmy? Is that what it is? You got little sensitive ankles? You want to make sure you have a safe landing so you don't get shot in the face. All right, get ready, brother. Yeah, we were really relying on our teammate to win that gunfight right there. We need to pop the reload. I know you want to slide cancel that badass shit, but we got to get the reload pop. That's more important than anything. That way we can go ahead and get the kill. Res our teammate, we should be good. Now, instead of staring at the dead body and the loadout when you're rezzing, stare at what's going to kill you, right? The apartment buildings is what my eyes would have been on. So if someone had peeked, I could have instantly tried to broke off my teammate, let him die, and hopefully get to safety. Also, the reticle placement's driving me up a wall. Remember, guys, raise your reticle. Raise your reticle. You ever seen face homages like, quote, aim higher? Can y'all just walk higher too, man? Just aim it up a little bit. It's driving me absolutely crazy. Look at where you're going, man. When you guys are walking through Walmart, what are y'all doing? Staring at the ground the whole time? I sure as hell hope not. Y'all better raise that head up. And dropping our money for a teammate while we finish this. Now look, man. Not that we need it, I guess, but one of the things you could have done, and I would have done, is we just would have dropped our money earlier. That way we could bought back a third teammate, and when we would have finished that scavenger, not only would us two get the money, but the guy we just bought in, he'd get a bag too. And we get a little bit more of a check. At this point, we're a little bit shy of getting our second loadout, which could be our ghost class, our high alert class, and or even, I don't know what happened to him. And or even get UAVs and self-res in there. No pings going out, but there is gunshots. Oh my God, we had it. Oh, okay. We had an angle right there that was extremely important to pay attention to. We made it to the box where the enemy couldn't have killed us. He would have pushed us, but at least it would have been a 1v1. And instead of trying to outfight that one player while the other two enemies were on the left-hand side, what do? We turned our back to the enemy. We ran right where we just came from. We had an angle on us, and we got shot in the back and died without even trying to fight. You guys spend too much time trying to run from the enemies than y'all do trying to win your 1v1s. Granted, yes, it's a full 4-man. However, 3 were by us. 1 was on our right side, 2 were on our left side, as you saw on the kill cam. So we could have won that 1v1 fight and tried to reposition away from our area and maybe eventually win another 1v2. That doesn't last long though. We have an enemy on the hill right now getting 1, 2, 3 knocks. Williams coming up behind. That's our only chance to hopefully survive. The enemies may be super tunnel vision on us right now. Let's see what happens. Enemies run out in the open just like now. So basically, they're going to kill him, aren't they? Yeah, they are. All right, so the fate that 3 of the guys we just spectated had, because they were running the open completely vulnerable, the enemy that took advantage of that made the same mistake. We need to be very careful. There's 3 enemies. There's 1 behind the rock. There's 2 snipers sitting there in factory. We're in a very bad position. This is where we need to bail out. Bail out, man. I respect the full sim, but this is a position you not want to be in. Also, guys, when you're rotating, always check where the enemies are. Quickly just glance back and continue running. Quickly just glance back, because if those enemies are aggressive like I would be, I'd be beaming your ass right now and you wouldn't even see me coming. So as you guys are navigating, always look around you, especially if enemies are nearby and you know exactly where they're at. Very surprised the enemy team did not take advantage of the fact that we needed to come to them. And they just kind of passed it up right there. Passived it up. Is that a word? Is that a way to say it? Whatever. Also, bro, your build on that. You're building this Grawl, my guy. What? No! I don't know. Maybe you know something I don't. Getting shot from the team on the left-hand side. Going for the supply run to get our teammates back. We do have 2 teammates in the gulag, so we are safe there. Now, this is ballsy going. Okay, we have teammates. We literally have enemies pushing us right now, and you're going to switch your weapons. Come on, man. Look, it's very ballsy though going out here because 1, we're on a 4-wheeler. So what does that mean? We can get beamed off really easy. If anybody has decent accuracy, not even go to just decent, we will get absolutely obliterated. Now might be the time if he pays attention. Homie tried to have good movement, and it really wasn't too shabby. The problem was he bailed off his vehicle in a very bad position. He bailed off with no cover, no concealment, and in the middle of the open with his teammate to the left-hand side. Not his teammate, but the enemy's teammate to his left-hand side, and also the guy snapping at from across. So unfortunately, that whole team goes out. I guess the two did lose their gulag, and of course, he lost his life. So now we're moving on to Prince. And it looks like we may be in a 2-in-1 split right now. Whether that's intentional or not, who knows? Okay. Lopez did not get the memo that we were switching vehicles. He instantly goes down, and we might be next. Now look at Lopez. Lopez could probably be safe for two reasons. One, there's a nice little ridge he won't get executed by. Two, if we would have bailed off to help him and suppress the enemy, then he still could have crawled to safety and we could have got the res off. But instead, Prince is going to be an asshole teammate. He's going to run away from Lopez, not even give him a chance in the world, and drive off into the sunset. No idea where the hell we're going. Meanwhile, Thurman's sitting here rocking a pistol and a C58. So his best opportunity now is to hopefully get Lopez's weapons. Problem is, though, he got executed, so wherever his body is going to be vulnerable if they're still holding that angle. And or they push closer and we're going to die. Now, I am curious why the hell he was over here when we were noticing the 2-in-1 split and he didn't get his loadout. Maybe it was fear. I don't know, but yeah, I definitely, again, go back to Lopez's body, at least get a shit. A lot of people just sit here play the game like, I need to have good rotations, good aim. Well, yeah, but you need to think too. You really need to think in real time what you would do if you were in this position, right? What you would do if you wanted to play like Joe or Swag or anybody of that caliber. Notice their movements. They're not talking about what's going through their head, but I know 100% their thinking is through the roof because our minds are always going, bro. We can't shut them off. So mid-fight, think about your rotations, how you're going to outplay the enemy, literally mid-fight. And as far as this, dude, there's no reason for us to be down here and Prince to be way the hell up here. Again, I have no idea what their plan is. Their plan may be to get money, but again, if you're not going to have teamwork, what's the point of having a team? Positioning wise, though, military is definitely gonna be the spot. Not actually military, but you could play this hill too. Anything to the north, in my opinion, for one reason only. Well, even if the circle does rotate in favor of the airport area, what's gonna be your best spot? Being an airport, holding off the people, rotating from military who have the high ground, or being on the high ground and shooting down on the people at the airport complexes? Well, of course, you want to maintain the high ground. So again, split the circle in half. What side looks good to you? This side. That's it for me, man. From a positioning standpoint, I wouldn't want to be down here at all. Now, if you want to go ahead and chase kills, you got UAVs and stuff like that, then of course this option's out of the play. Go after where the UAVs tell you to go. But if you guys are solely focusing on positioning, you want to always maintain the high ground. So this is the spot I would stay into, because even if it rotates away from it, you'll be in a good spot. All right, now we got 3 of our teammates up. We do have enough money to get a 4th one if we can all get together, or Thurman can at least find a damn buy station, which we clearly are nowhere near. Meanwhile, we have this dude doing donuts on a 4-wheeler in the middle of military base. Good shit, brother. Look, guys, and if y'all are out there having a hard time dropping 1 kill, what do? Pick up a bounty and go get a kill. Literally. If you just want to get 1 kill or 2 kills or 3 kills, pick up a bounty and go after it. You may die. It's okay. We're starting to go again. The more you guys do this shit, the better you'll be. The more hours, the more repetition that you put into this game, the better you will be. It's like practicing for sports. If you don't practice, you're not going to get better. You're actually going to regress in skill. Same thing goes with this game. You don't have to put 1,000 hours in this game to be good at it. You just have to make use of your time. Thurman just bugging it out here, going to the buy station on the open, but I do not see any. I don't really see any movement at all. So we may be relatively safe. We just got to get in and get out. The moment we buy our teammate, just dip right back. Again, as you're navigating, don't just leave your reticle where you're wanting to go. Notice we're just literally staring at our destination. That's it. You need to look to the left, look to the right. Keep your eyes peeled, because you could have an enemy laying behind a rock, laying behind a tree, pushing you on a ridge, and you have no idea because you're just staring straight. Thankfully, started looking around. We did find an enemy team. Now, on this point here, our teammates should help us out. We should hold this ridge because they got to come to us. And while we're holding this ridge right here, they can push up behind them and we can literally pinch them. But instead, we're going to leave the ridge, go to the low ground, separate ourselves from the teammates, and having the opportunity to have a third party and just allow that full squad to blow through us one at a time. And that's probably what's going to happen. We'll see it up here. Assuming those guys are holding this angle and have spotted these guys, they'll probably gatekeep both blues and then slowly take out green, and we might survive since we're already running into military away from everything. Again, lack of teamwork, lack of just paying simple attention. Let's go ahead and switch over to, oh, he's in the air. Never mind. He's still floating. JK. Still would have been a good option to land on that ridge and help your teammates out and pinch the enemies. We could have had an easy quad kill right there. Same thing. Lopez is doing the same shit. Now look on the right-hand side. Assuming these guys are picking and calming, we should know that there's enemies on the right-hand side. And we could get caught up if those guys are paying attention. Now, all this shit is assuming that everyone's paying full attention. There's a huge chance they're not. I do believe those teammates are still on our right-hand side. Big Bertha driving right for us. He actually looks like he's going to go pick up his teammates. No, he's not. He's got the most wanted bounty. We got 2 most wanted bounties up right now. 7 teams left. It's going to get a little crazy if both of these most wanted bounties complete. So again, look at this most wanted bounty. Need to gatekeep them. The blue's too busy running around the building with no help. These guys are sitting here looting and marking shit. This guy's finally going now that he's dead. So this guy right here could pick blue off and then knock him out at the same time. Because again, working together, guys, is always going to help you guys survive longer. Notice how we're all split up. Why are we split up right now? Because we're trying to play like the best players ever. You're not at that level. Stop it. Stay together, play together. We could have blown through that one guy that killed blue, and then we could have blown through the most wanted bounty, assuming they're on different teams. And another position. This is the third opportunity in the past 60 seconds where we have to gatekeep. We have the opportunity to gatekeep an enemy. Let's see how they play this. Green's playing a wall. He's camping a building, marking random shit. And here we are holding the angle as well. At least we're trying to help Hager from a different angle. I can respect it. But our entire back end side is exposed. So we have a huge chance of getting shot in the back of the skull while we ADS and slowly back away from the enemy out in the open with no cover. Now, something you don't want to see is all 3 of these teammates going to the same building right now. Again, y'all want to have a little bit of different angle. That way, y'all put pressure on the enemy, and he runs to the right, you'll have another guy over there to hold that angle. And if he runs to the left, same situation. Green goes down. We're so delayed in reaction time. We don't even know what's happening right now. We're going to go ahead outside of the building, even though the teammate's inside the building. And now we're going to have to backtrack right back in, wasting time. And again, every wasted second, man, is a chance that enemy team is going to execute your boy, or they're going to push in and kill all of you guys. Fast decision making. If your guy goes down, you need to instantly know what to do. I need to close the door and open it from the opposite side so he can bust in. There's no reason for that position to happen right there. They're literally just blowing through us one at a time. And like I feared, we may lose this fight because of just failure to play the game legitimately. Guys behind, literally right here. We saw him. He's right by Thurman. Thurman doesn't even know, bro. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. There he was. And still Lopez has zero idea. We're laying prone, vulnerable to our left-hand side. The enemy's literally playing the barricade. I don't know how he survived. We got lucky the guy at the barricade didn't see shit. And now there's one. So again, recap. 3 gatekeeping positions. We played absolutely miserably. And they picked us off one at a time. So here we are by ourselves, surrounded by multiple squads. We got one behind us. We got one on the ridge. And of course, the guy by the barricade, assuming he didn't already run across. The fear has set in right now, bro. The fear has set in. We know where the enemy's at, but for some reason, we're running the opposite way we need to. But ladies and gentlemen, now we're down to 12 players, 4 teams left. There's this squad right here, and look at the positioning again. Our teammates are nowhere near us. We're very vulnerable. Get behind the wall, bro. What are you doing, my guy? Pay attention to your hit indicator. Pay attention to that red beam that pops up on your screen in a 360-degree angle, and look where you get shot from and avoid that direction. If you get shot and the thing says it's from your left, look that way, line it up, quickly see what it is, and be like, oh shit, that's a tree. Let me make sure that fucking tree does not have an angle on me. Otherwise, you're gonna die like this guy did. He had no idea he was getting shot from, even though it was very obvious. from the sounds, from the tracers, and again, from the hit indicator. Pay attention to that shit. Meanwhile, his two teammates are sitting here laying behind trees, trying to plant grass. What are you doing, brother? What are you doing? We have the high ground. This is a position. We need to be picking people off, man. Oh, we're heart beating instead. Do it again for me, please. Heartbeat one more time. Check it. We have a great ridge. We have 3 enemies, literally vulnerable as shit. We could get fire on, but we're not even shooting at them. We're pinging them. We're getting beamed by them, but we only shot like, what, 6 bullets? Precision coming in right now. Could be close. We were safe in the spot we were at. I don't like that we're coming up here to where our teammate is. Because again, you want to keep different angles on different teams. Meanwhile, we have a possibility of having another team on the right-hand side and you be very careful of. I should have crawled out. Yeah. Oh, weird. Right-hand side. That's savage. How'd you know? Deductive reasoning, man. Come on, man. 3 teams left. You're one team. Other team's over there on the left-hand side. Where could the other team possibly be? Oh, yeah. Shit, the right. Wow. That was so hard to do. But here we are now. With the high ground not being favored, the circle closing in. But they still have good position. So all they need to do is make picks while they're rotating. Instead of just running, you need to turn and try to fight. Run, turn, try to fight. That way, if you get a lucky pick, you can capitalize on it. Because right now, it's a 2v4. Now it's a 1v4. It's not looking good. This team is going to lose. Activision, can I please spectate? Thank you. 2v3, actually. That's the pick. That's the pick we need right here. We've got to get one not forcing a 2v2. And at that point, we can go ahead and push down. At that point, we go ahead and push down. What are you doing, man? Are you serious? Are you serious right now, fam? Oh, yeah. GG's. I can't believe the endings of these games. I really cannot. Look, guys, in that gameplay there, again, when y'all have a good position, stop camping the same windows, stop camping the same building. If you have an opportunity to hold a position, spread out. If it's a big building, that's a different story, but a little bitty house, no. You have an enemy on the outskirts, especially most wanted where he's alive, ping. You have an enemy on the outskirts of the circle that needs to come to you. Make sure you're holding all angles so you make it hard for him to rotate. If y'all are all just sitting in the same spot watching one direction, what's going to happen? He's going to utilize the ridges, the hills, the buildings to his advantage to out-rotate you and kill you. And like I was kind of calling it from the middle of that game. The way these guys were playing, they were just begging to be picked off one at a time. And even though it didn't happen at that moment in time, it eventually happened. And that's exactly how that team lost. Guys, look. If y'all are feeling confident enough to go off in solo by yourselves, I want to encourage that. Get out there in 1v4s for sure. Split off from your team. But if you're struggling with 1v1 fights and just common knowledge on rotations and how to play the game, play as a squad, man. Don't have to hold each other's hands. Just play relatively close together so that if an enemy team does force a fight on you, you're not by yourself and you have your teammates there to help you out. Teamwork is the dream work, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Every quads video we do, I try to really put an emphasis on teamwork. But for some reason, the message doesn't get across. If you guys have teammates that are really struggling with the teamwork aspect, please send them this video and let them know, hey man, this is shit that you're doing. Make sure you don't. And at the same time, look yourself in the mirror and be like, shit, I do this too. Maybe you need to cut it out. But until next time, guys, you have a good one and good luck in Warzone.